Welcome back to Golden Sun, everybody. I'm Chocolate Milk, and you...
I am the romantic warrior, Bass6286.
Are you? Do you have, like, your little, like, bow with arrows, and you just go around like Cupid?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, except you're not a baby.
Except that.
Except that. That's not a thing.
I also don't wear diapers in public.
I would certainly hope not. That's like the worst visual ever.
Oh no.
How did we even get to that point? I don't know.
Strange things.
Back to the game. Last video, we learned a lot of important storyline stuff about alchemy, and Pierre's is now being banished from his village for leaving, but we have to go and light the remaining lighthouses. We're now able to go to the western part of the map that we haven't been able to get to this whole time. I'm just going to use my one lucky medal here before we go. And yeah, we now are at a key turning point in the game. We can now pretty much finish up what we need to finish. So all that's really left is to leave. We've done everything that there is to do in Lemuria with our new grind Psynergy.
We'll be grinding everything.
We'll be bumping and grinding and yeah.
Or
lashing
like
and
grinding with a skateboard.
yeah.
It could be that kind of grinding too.
Could be. Alright, Kraden. Are we setting out now? Yes,
Oh
we are.
yeah.
Okay, so this will happen automatically, and it's probably not fast enough on your end for you to be able to read this, but anyways, they're gonna have a conversation about how old Pierre's is. And he gets all offended. He's just like, "Ah, how dare you ask me how old I am?" Because he's probably like hundreds of years old.
He might be as old as Kraden.
I mean, he's probably hundreds of years older than Kraden.
But he still has the stylish good looks, and so
know.
Kraden's jealous.
Well, because Chiba says, "Well, you look my age." Just, you know, the way he looks, but he's super old. That's like Lumpa was in Lemuria for 150 years, and I don't think he aged a bit, so...
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I don't know why this part does this automatically, but this is the only sequence I can think of where it automatically progresses with no, like I'm not pressing any buttons or anything like that. It's just kind of interesting.
Random.
Anyways, we need to go back. I'm going to demonstrate grind, and I'm going to grab a genie. I was wondering a couple of videos ago, I was like, oh, did I miss a genie? But I actually haven't. We have all the ones to this date. So you can go ahead and use grind, and what it does is just basically grind down big stones.
Like so.
Like that, yes. Which is going to allow us to get to some new locations and things like that. So now we can also get new genies and things like that. We're going to go on another big genie hunt and item hunt and things like that before we continue on with the story. A little bit of open world exploration. There's also more Lemurian ships.
Randomly. They've all been trapped here because they couldn't get past that stone.
Nope.
None of them can use earth magic. They're like, damn it!
They're like, no, my ship! And if you come over to this area, I don't know why. This is like ancient Lemuria, whereas the other one is like regular Lemuria. I guess it's like, he was talking about Lemuria's civilization, like, you know, I guess going downhill for the last however many years. Maybe they had to move on to the other side, because this side was just too worn down, I don't know, but either way. There is a genie somewhere in this area, I just have to find it. He's hiding in one of these little bushes. Where are you?
We have to mow the lawn.
Yeah, I think...
I'm suddenly reminded of Animal Crossing and pulling tons of weeds.
Yeah, and then you leave your town for too long and it becomes infested in weeds and you're like, no, why?
Damn it!
And then he got himself stuck in a statue for some reason. He just used Tremor to make it fall over. Or make him come out, rather. And then there we go. got ourselves another genie for Pierre's, and this one is Rhyme, which is a strange name, but whatever. What do you do? Seal a foe synergy, which rarely works, but it'll still do some damage, so
At least there's that.
there's always that. And now we are free to go on our merry little way.
Huzzah! Freedom!
Freedom at last. Alright. I'm not sure where I want to go first. The western part of the map, it's been teasing us for the entire game, but prepare to be sorely disappointed because it is big and empty. There are very few places you can actually go to on the western side of the map, which is a little crappy, but it's okay. We'll get it all figured out.
I feel like they would, if they actually had as much in the western side as they did the eastern side, this game would just be too big.
It would be way too long. I'm gonna make a shortcut here just to get myself out of here. So if you ever want to go back to Lemuria again, you've got to do that stupid pattern bullcrap to get back there. So just remember that before you go. Make sure you grab everything you need to grab, or else it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get back there. We can't go back there anyways because Pierre's is exiled apparently.
You want to leave? Fine. Never come back. Boo!
You can leave, but you can never come back. It's like, oh. Well, that's okay. We like having Pierre's in our party, so he can stay. So we're going to this side of the map here, these couple of little continents. But I'm thinking I should probably go to a store first and empty out my pockets. And we need to get there by going to the Gondolin Cliffs. It's been a while since we've been there.
It's been a while since we've been like, anywhere.
Yeah, I've been anywhere except for Lemuria and the Sea of Time. But yeah, we just can't seem to get enough of the creepy Gumbamba statue and all the people living in that area.
Oh, jeez. I don't know why. Like, what is the designers must have had some strange fascination with that place.
With tikis or something, I don't know. Tiki heads. So this is gonna be an episode of a lot of sailing and things like that.
Just pretend it's Wind Waker and it'll be fine.
Ah, God, I love Wind Waker sailing. It's so good. I don't know. Everybody bitched and complained like chronically about Wind Waker sailing, and I was like, I liked it. Like,
I don't know. I was the same way. Like, I actually enjoyed the game a lot when it even like when it first came out, and everyone's like, "Oh, the graphics are so dumb, and this is so dumb, and it's so bad." I'm like, "What are you guys talking about? This game is fantastic."
I love the graphics. It's like one of my favorite things about it. Just the art style and stuff.
I'm definitely more into the stylized games than like the super hyper realism games.
I think the thing I liked about the sailing in that game was that there wasn't really enemy encounters. Sailing in this game wouldn't be so bad if you didn't have to fight enemies non-stop.
Yeah.
I was trying to get this episode together, like to know where to go and just have like a plan, but it just took me so long even to just go anywhere just to try and find my way around because there were so many enemy encounters and I was getting so mad. And even with using Avoid, which is something that Pierre's has, that doesn't really help, it seems like, and it's just like, oh, come on, seriously?
Yeah, it's like you put in an enemy avoiding spell, but then it doesn't like do a whole lot of anything. It just lowers the counter rate a little bit.
Doesn't do crap all. It's like, thanks, game. Really, really useful. Seriously.
I wonder if it stacks with the wing item things that lower encounters.
It might. I have to try and look into that a bit. I'm gonna see what else I can use. We have to go back to Sunshine, but there's a couple of things I'm going to bring to him. We're gonna go pick up a couple items. So we've got a sword, some stardust, and I'll probably do that off screen. So I'm not gonna go see him yet, but once I do, I'll get a lot of this stuff out of my inventory. I just want to make sure that I'm not selling anything that's useful, but I think we already equipped all of our people when we were at the spring, so I'm not too worried about it. Let's use this hard nut. Oh, wow. Actually, Jenna's defense is down.
I wonder if her armor's not as great. That's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. Or maybe her genie are set. Oh yeah, that's probably a big reason why.
And then everything became clear.
And then it's like, oh, I see clearly now. That makes a lot more sense. Ah, well, she got a free defense boost anyways, I guess. Look at all these genie we've got. It looks so full and amazing.
Yeah. We only need 3 more.
Yeah. So, and then even if I sell this stuff and I regret it, I can always buy it back. Because all of this stuff is considered rare artifacts, so it's always going to be in the buyback menu. So,
Huzzah off for that.
Yay for that. I think that's about it. I got a little bit of space cleared up. That should do me until I go to see Sunshine. I'm not too worried about it. Alright, let's go. Thank you, creepy Gumbamba statue, who I will not go and visit. I could have went in and been like, hey, how you doing? But I don't really feel like crawling into that thing's mouth.
It'd be weird.
Not
really
really
get all slobbery.
Not really my my idea of a good fun time. A fun, clean time either. Plus, I think that place brings back some bad memories for Pierre's, having his poor orb stolen.
Oh god, the memories.
By those barbaric people. Alright, so I hope I'm going the right way. Pretty sure that I am. Yeah.
Until you realize that you took the wrong, long, winding pathway that put you at a dead end. That happened to be right next to where you needed to go, so it stares at you and mocks you.
I've had that happen a lot. It's like, no, why?
This is the worst.
It's pretty terrible. Alright, so go ahead and clear that out, and then we are free to go to the western side of the map, so, woo!
We're on, like, crazy unexplored territory that's been explored.
Uncharted territory. So yeah, so from the western side, I don't think there's a way to get anywhere on the eastern side, frankly. You can, like, land your boat over here in Madra, I think is the only place that you can go to that's on the other side when you get to the western side, so just keep that in mind. A lot of the beaches, even if they're on the eastern side, are going to be dead ends. So we just got to be wary of that. Now that we're on the western side, I'm going to go get a couple of forgeable items, and then that'll probably close out the video. And then I'll go to Sunshine off screen. And I also need to level. All of the enemies on this side of the continent are all going to be new. But I think I'm fairly well leveled. Because even when I was skipping these battles, the ones I didn't skip, I just fought them because I was sick of looking at all these monsters. I didn't have a lot of difficulty defeating, so...
We seem to be doing well.
Yeah, but you also get quite a bit of experience for defeating them, which is awesome. I definitely cannot complain about that. I also have buttloads of money, which is great.
We'll make it rain.
That means I'll be able to go and spend a lot of money at Sunshine's, because that guy sure likes to take all of my money.
He's just like, ah ha 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 ha, they've returned!
He's like, I'm gonna make you this staff, but I'm not gonna tell you how much money I take, and it's gonna be a random amount for each item, so I hope you have fun with that. It's like, oh, thanks.
I just imagine him making something for us, and then, like, while he's making it, his wife just, like, sneaks into our pack and just, like, yanks a handful of money, like, as much as he can grab, and just, like, runs away with it.
And she's like, oh, we can eat now! My lazy husband. So lazy. The reason I'm coming over here is because I think in this little pile of water, you'll notice that on this side of the continent, more so than on this side, you don't really see it as much over here. There's like these little tiny patches of water that are clear, and a couple of these are going to have some items. So this one over here, by example, over by the Tundra Tower, has a rusty sword. which I do believe is the best weapon for Pierre's in the game, but don't hold me to that, just because my memory's not the best that it can be.
We shall find out after going to Sunshine.
We have 2 rusty swords, so we're gonna get 2 different items when we bring him the swords, I hope. And then to close up the video, we're gonna go over to this little lone island. It looks like it's about to like fall off the edge of the earth.
Yeah, that's gotta be terrifying.
It's just hanging out, doing its thing. And then I'll probably take a break, and I might go off screen and discover a lot of the locations. Just because. Oh, and side note, these enemies are completely new. We've never seen these. These aren't even recolored.
Yeah, that's like, I was like, holy crap, snails!
The game's getting awfully generous. They're like, hey, have some new enemies, and on top of that, have like a new enemy.
That's appropriate to the area. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
This game is just like blowing minds right now.
It's blowing my freaking mind. What I was gonna say before I broke off my thought train is that I find navigating around the western side is a little confusing, just because there's a lot of dead ends with absolutely nothing on them, which is extremely disappointing. There's a couple places where there's like just genies, and the towns are extremely lackluster. So I'll probably go ahead and just discover the locations so I know where to go, instead of just wandering around in the water aimlessly for a while until I come up with something, because that's what I had done before I started to record this. I was like, where am I going? I don't know where this is. I don't know. So, yeah, exactly.
Also, lots of ocean in this area. It's just like, ocean.
Yeah, so get used to sailing, because, yeah, you're going to be sailing a lot. It's kind of nice to level up, though, just as you're going along, because we will be going to another dungeon, and the Venus Lighthouse is on this continent, too, by the way, which is, you know, the big important lighthouse that everyone's been talking about, because Karst and Agadio don't have a wind adept, so, you know, it's really important, because we're the only ones that can really go there.
Woot for us.
So, going to this island here, this is the Attica Islet, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce that, but we're just going to pick up a forageable item here. There's also a genie, but we can't actually get it yet, which is kind of a shame. We have to make a return trip. But you see that this up here, there's a psi energy called Lift that you learn in Golden Sun 1. Don't learn it in this game. So more on that later. We will be getting it, however, can't get it now. And I also am an idiot and pushed that box in the wrong place. Derp!
Like, oh, that doesn't look right. Oh, that's because it's not right. Oh.
I'm so tired and sick and talking, and
talking does prove to be a really good distraction.
Distraction. That's why people that's why I like to practice before I do things, because you know, even when you're doing something, you can screw things up, and then people in comments are like, "Oh, you're a dumbass. How could you screw that up?" And it's like, well, I was
because I'm trying to do other things than play this game.
I'm multitasking. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to push this box in the correct order. You need to push the boulder down first, because it'll act as a stopper for that box. Or else the box is basically...
the box will just go off into the ends of the earth.
Yeah, it'll just float off the end of the earth on that waterfall there. So, we get a dragon skin, which is actually a unique forgeable item. Or, by unique, I mean we haven't ran into it yet. I'm pretty sure you can get more than one in the entire game. So, yeah, I have a bunch of stuff to bring to Sunshine. I've got the Stardust, I've got a couple of swords, and a couple of other things to bring to him. So, probably going to go and do that next time, and then we will come back to the western side of the world and do more later. So, that is going to be it. Thank you for watching.